Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Happy Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. It's September. See, when does NAIA practice start? Oh, 2 weeks from now. Hey, it's Labor Day. Hope you enjoy your long weekend. But rest assured, Billy D's working hard to bring you NAIA news even on the holidays. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Cascade Hoops Talk, produced in the shadow of the beautiful Cascade Mountains and bringing the world NAIA basketball. One podcast at a time. Today we're going to have Andrew Wingreen. He's the head men's basketball coach, New College of Florida. They're the mighty Banyans. They're down there in Florida playing the Sun Conference. This will be their second season in the NAIA and second season in the Sun Conference. They had a pretty good year for an inaugural year last year. We'll talk about that. Andrew will talk about, lessons learned during that season, what he will bring into this season. Also, we're going to talk a bit about a book he wrote in the offseason, Win 1-1. You can see it there on the video, the picture of it. Also, there's a link in the description of this show. Hey, check that out. It's really a blueprint to achieving things and moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other, one thing, one item, one game, one play at a time, and it applies to not only basketball players and coaches, but to our everyday lives. Hey, let's take a listen to Andrew Wingreen, head men's basketball coach, New College of Florida.
Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Haggett. Andrew Wingreen on the phone. He's the head men's basketball coach, New College of Florida. They are the mighty Banyans. Hey, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a great time of year when we start talking about the upcoming season, and always enjoy talking with you. So thanks for having me.
It just popped in my head when I said your mascot. Just real quick, just to remind people, where does that mascot come from? Tell them what the Banyan is, what the mighty Banyan is.
Yeah, so the banyan is a tree, and it's a really cool looking tree. We have a lot of them here in Sarasota, Florida, a lot of them around campus, and so that's kind of where the inspiration came from. But yeah, if you look up a banyan, it's a tree with a lot of roots that go deep. They're very strong trees, and yeah, our logo is a banyan tree flexing its muscles. So it's a unique and fun nickname, but we've enjoyed it, and it gets a lot of conversation going. So
yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, just like this right here.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, Coach, last season, it was your second year playing basketball, but it was your first year in the NAIA. It was the first year of the Sun Conference. Not, people don't expect much for a program in that situation. You finished up just an eyelash from 500. You did very well in the Sun. You were in the middle of the pack almost all year. You had some big wins. Just talk about last season a little bit, what you feel you accomplished and maybe what you felt like you left on the table.
Yeah, I mean, last season was great. Obviously, we were able to double our win total from year one, and being, our first year in the NAIA, it was exciting, and I thought we were very competitive. Like you said, finished 14 and 15, but I think we had 6 losses of one possession or less. And so,
Yeah.
I think we were really close to being a 20-win team or close to that. And yeah, the Sun Conference was a blast to be a part of. A lot of good coaches, and this year we got some new coaches in the league. But I love our team from last year, and we have a lot of those guys returning. But we did lose some big pieces. So it's going to be interesting to see the changes, and I'm excited to work through that and coach through it. But yeah, it's been fun just being a part of this conference and of the NAIA, and such a great level of basketball. That's fun.
Last year, you finished with those 3 losses. Just my personal opinion, a couple of them I really thought you were going to win. Would have put you over that 500 mark. Was that a tough way to end the season, have to go into the off season? Did it take you a little while to kind of digest those 3 losses at the end?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you just bringing it up right now makes me a little
Sorry
uneasy
about
again. But yeah, it's we preach so much about consistency in our program, and just being able to embrace every day and do things the right way time and time again. And we're a young team. It was our first year, and while we had some really good players, there was still a big learning curve. And so I think Yeah, there was some frustrations, and kind of makes you sick to your stomach knowing that you could have won with maybe one or two better possessions of the 20 that you probably messed up. But at the same time, I thought we really overachieved for what the expectations were, and I thought we did a heck of a job, kind of just putting our stamp on, where we needed to be and the type of culture and program we wanted to be a part of. So yeah, it was tough. I mean, but I think we learned a lot, and I think our guys
Yeah.
learned a lot. Going through that adversity and going through some of those losses it stinks in the moment, but later on, I think we'll be able to look back and see
Yeah.
how much we learned and how much we grew from that. So, yeah, but we had to have a tough. We almost came back and beat Southeastern in
Yes.
the conference tournament. Came up a little short, but it's really left kind of a encouraging but sour taste in our mouth where we know where we can be and what we can do, and looking forward to seeing how our guys approach the moment this year.
When you look back at that, it's really from an old guy's perspective, my perspective, go to that 10,000-foot view. It's really part of the maturation, part of the growing of a new program, a new team, because, the competition gets so tough toward the end of the season. Everybody's got to be in it once really to understand it. So, it's one of the, it's building a program and learning all those lessons is really a process, right? Speaking of
Hmm.
process, why don't we talk just a little bit? You just put out a book, Win, One, One, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
word one spelled out and one with W. I'll put a link to it in the description. But why don't you describe the book you put out this summer?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And yeah, it is, I think the idea of the book, and it's kind of just the mentality of our team is like, we all talk about winning and everybody wants to win, but not everybody knows how. And in order to get there, I think there's a process, and it's a constant daily battle where we have to win the moment one day at a time. And that was kind of our rallying cry with our team this year. And I kind of gave that as a pregame speech actually at our game at Coastal Georgia, which ended up being our first conference win in program history. But before the game, I was telling the guys, I said, hey, like our focus today is just win the next play, win every possession today. And I wrote I wrote the word win on the board, and then I said, and we're going to do that one play at a time, one possession at a time, one timeout at a time, one half at a time. And I wrote the word one, O-N-E, on the board, and I said, if we do those two things, we're going to come back into this locker room and we'll have won this game. And that was kind of where the idea of the book came.
Yeah.
Was actually just a kind of an impromptu pregame speech at Coastal Georgia, and then we talked about it a lot as a team. We talked about the winner's approach and championship habits and next play mentality. That was kind of what we really rallied around last year, and then just started writing thoughts down and was like, hey, I've always wanted to write a book and wanted to I felt like I had a flow to it and it made sense and it was relevant. So I was able to lock in and just kind of get some thoughts down. And once the season was over, I was able to really develop it into something special. So yeah, it's exciting, and it's been cool seeing how it's been impacting coaches and athletes and teams already just in the 2 weeks that it's been released for.
I know that it's done pretty well on Amazon. It's got some, well, within the book, you've got some great recommendations, including from Dick Vitale, but you've also got a lot of great reviews. People should check that out. It's inspiring. You don't have to be a basketball coach or even a basketball player to understand the lessons in that. It's really about, overcoming adversity and moving on. And learning from it and making something from, going on to the next play, basically.
Yeah,
So it
for
really
sure.
applies to
For sure.
everybody, doesn't it, Andrew?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing too is not only the lessons, but we oftentimes look at success as being something we obtain, and while winning is very important and it's something we need to strive for, I think that there's another level to success, and for me that's significance. It's understanding where our identity lies and where our significance is in this world. And success is something we can accomplish ourselves, but when you have significance, you're impacting others and you're helping other people become better leaders and helping them learn how to win. And so that's really the overall idea is like we got all these
Okay.
lessons and this process and these systems, but at the end of the day, if we want to look back and have won, it's making a significant impact on others.
Again, I will put the link to that book in the description of this show so people can see it and find it. Coach, last season you played in the second half of the season, like you played at, I think it's Southern Florida. Do you know where's your venue going to be this year?
Yeah, so will be playing at State College of Florida.
State College, okay.
State College of Florida. It's really close to campus here, so it's a nice area. They had a JUCO team. They no longer have a basketball program there, so it's kind of worked out for us to use their facility. And so yeah, last year that was where we were planning on playing our games as well. But when all the hurricanes rolled through in the fall,
That's right.
it knocked us out of that gym. We ended up playing half of our schedule at Bradenton Christian School, and then we finally moved back into SCF once it was repaired and fixed. But this year, we're planning on playing everything at State College of Florida, and praying that none of these hurricanes hit us directly like they did last year.
So over at SCF, can your guys get in there and put up shots, or does everything have to be scheduled? I know last year that was a bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's, we have to plan it, have to organize it. We don't have just 24/7 access to the gym.
Okay.
Obviously our women's basketball team uses it as well. We also have our volleyball team in there this year, and then State College of Florida has a volleyball team. So especially this time of year, it is, it's difficult to really get all the adequate time, but our guys are, really good with their time management. They plan their days well. We have some other rec centers and facilities in the area. We can go get shots up and do workouts in if we need to. But yeah, we make it work. And I think it's kind of that heartbeat of our program, and just that, that culture that we rally around is it's not perfect, and we got some obstacles, but it's gonna make us better, and we're gonna grind, and we're gonna, develop this toughness to overcome it and not make excuses. So I love how our guys have handled it. Obviously, if there's any donors listening who want to help us with a new facility, we're more than happy to talk with you, because we definitely need our own, but it's a great spot for now.
So you're getting ready. You're going to start practice here, and boy, it's just a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
You're going to go into your second Sun Conference season. You're putting your team together. I see it. I see you've brought in a few recruits. Talk about the team that you're trying to build. What are some of the holes you're trying to fill, and what are some of your objectives for this team this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that pops out right away that we've been talking about how to navigate is we're losing 52 points a game from the guys we lost. We had Charlie Yoder from last year, who led the NAIA in scoring. He left to go. He didn't have any eligibility left at the NAIA level, wanted to play one more year at Abilene Christian. Jack Scott, who graduated but wanted to go on and get his master's degree, and we didn't have an MBA program here, so he transferred to a Division II school to get that. And then Jordan Clark, our second team all conference player, point guard, averaged like 16 a game. He graduated, and so we lost three really big pieces. And while I think they were a huge asset and a huge piece to our success last year, it also gives me a lot of excitement for this year, because I see us being a more balanced group. I think we have some really, really good players, and we have all the pieces we need. Like we have all the pieces to the puzzle. And so the biggest thing is just there's going to be a lot of guys who haven't proven themselves at this level yet. And, we're going to have to see how that goes, but I'm very confident and very excited for our team this year.
Talk about the style of play you want to play this year. Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything that changed your mind to your approach of how you come into this year with your style of play?
Yeah, I mean, I think just the biggest thing, like I referenced earlier, is continue to find ways to be consistent, because our league, there's, I wouldn't say there's just one style across the board. I mean, we got, some teams that press a lot. We got some teams that play fast. We got some teams that slow it down. We got some teams that run a lot of sets. And then we have a lot of teams that play. So I don't know if there's a one size fits all thing that we can do in our league. We have to kind of adapt and adjust every day, but the consistency, the things that we can control, I thought we did a fairly good job of limiting turnovers last year, but at the same time, the games where we maybe had those one or two bonehead mistakes, they cost us. And just being able to really, lock into the fundamentals, lock into our IQ and just our mentality, I think is going to be huge. And we made big steps in that last year. And again, we have a lot of mature, experienced players on our team who have been in the program now going into year 3. And while they don't have as much experience on the court, they've been in our system. They know what we're about, and they they are guys that have that mentality. So I think that's a big thing that I want to make sure we handle, is just how we approach every day with our consistency and just doing things the right way every game.
Yeah, I think you made a really good point, Coach, about the diversity of style within the Sun Conference. I always give the example of Florida Memorial and Ave Maria. Couldn't
Hmm.
be two more distinct styles. But
Sure.
within just a small conference, it is every night. Every night, it's like you're playing a completely different style.
Yeah,
Uh,
no doubt. And our this year too, our league has so much turnover with not, I mean, our roster has a lot of turnover, but every team's kind of facing that. Ave kept some guys, but really there's been a lot of turnover. A lot of the players who were all conference guys last year are gone. Some new coaches in the league, obviously, with some good pedigree and some good resumes. And so it's, there's a lot up in the air. I think there's a lot of high expectations for a lot of teams, but yet nobody really knows how everyone's gonna mesh and have that chemistry. So it's gonna be a fun, exciting year, I think.
how blessed do you feel to be able to be in the Sun Conference? One of the top conferences in the country. Every night is just great, great basketball. It's a pretty tough conference. You knew that going in? Were you surprised at all last season?
No, I was not. Yeah, it's a great league, and obviously, even when I was at Stetson, we played some teams from the Sun. There were some teams
Okay.
we avoided playing from the Sun because they were too good. And yeah, it's a great league for basketball. So, like I said earlier, too, a lot of great coaches who have great basketball minds. It makes it, for me, it makes it fun. Like when you have other coaches who are making adjustments and they come in with a game plan, and then it's like a chess match, and that's fun to me. Like I love coaching with other coaches who know what they're doing and are competent, because it's enjoyable, and it's what true competition's all about. I think we all make each other better, and we've seen that with postseason success and national tournament bids, is when we all kind of beat up on each other and we schedule tough and we are getting the reps with the right teams. We're leveling up this league, and so it's nice to have a like-minded group of guys who are doing it at a high level.
Coach, as you head into this season, what are two or three issues that you believe are really key to getting over that 500 mark and doing a bit better in the Sun this season?
Yeah, I mean, that again, I say it a lot, but that consistency, we're gonna have to make sure from the start. I mean, when we start practices here in a couple weeks, that we don't have time to waste. I think last year we, maybe took a little long to maybe get some things in, and then we didn't hit our flow super well right away. I think we have to approach our non-conference schedule with a different mentality. I think last year we got off to a hot start. I think we were 7-1 to start the year out, but also understanding, who we're playing and what's important, and that, not all wins are the same, not all losses are the same, and just making sure that it's about the standard. It's about doing things the right way as opposed to just winning on the scoreboard. So I'm really trying to, be proactive with our mentality in those ways. So then, when the conference season does get here, we're locked in and ready to roll at that level of play we need to be at.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time. I can't wait for Banyan basketball. I can't wait for NAIA basketball, period. Kind of chomping at the bit here. How excited are you right now?
Man, I'm excited. It's, our guys moved in a couple weeks ago. I know they've been doing some open gyms on their own. It's been fun to have them around, and so I'm ready to get on the court, just to start working with them every single day. It's a fun time of year, and everyone's starting to release their schedules, and you start
Yeah.
getting excited. I think for us, we're 66 days away at the moment of this recording for our first game. So, and we're starting a little late, so probably about 2 months away from the season starting, and it's a fun time of year.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you giving us some time. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you again for all the work you do for all the teams around the country. I know it means a lot to us that we have a media who does that and does a great job. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much for that. That's Andrew Wingreen. He's the head men's basketball coach, New College of Florida. They're the mighty Banyans. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much, Andrew Wingreen, and also to New College of Florida. Appreciate his time. Hey, you go out, you enjoy your Labor Day, spend some time with your family. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Billy D. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.